Hello everybody. Let's talk about lemongrass today. We'll discuss the pros and the cons, but first let's go over the background of the lemongrass. So all of these lemongrass came from 3 to 4 stalks of lemongrass that were purchased years ago from a grocery store, and as you can see, the rest is history. Alright, let's talk about all the pros of growing lemongrass. So first, it is so easy to propagate and overwinter and grow. You can see how big they have gotten just in one season. A good thing about this plant is that it can be used as a deer deterrent. So whenever I need to protect plants, I would strategically plant lemongrass around those susceptible plants like this sugar tip rose of Sharon. And it has done so well. The last 2 years it was eaten by deer. This year I got smarter and did this. And you can see that, or I can tell you that the deer has not touched it. And then also too, the insects have kind of left this plant alone too. So there's not a lot of insect markings on this plant. Because lemongrass can grow really fast and takes up a lot of space, especially in the summer when it gets really hot. So I have used it to help protect susceptible plants from the direct sunlight that we get here, such as this elderberry that's between the sedum and the echinacea. You can see here I have done the same thing with this jubilation gardenia. Initially, I grew them as an edible plant, but as you can see, this year I went all out and have grown them both for edible reason and for ornamental element as well. So I did not always think this way, but I'm so glad the lemongrass dies back in the fall, and when we get a harsh winter, it will eventually die off. You can imagine that if it did not, it would probably take over the space and would get really weedy. With lemongrass, nothing gets wasted. What I mean by that is that you can even use the dead lemongrass as mulch. So I like to use the dead lemongrass in late winter to help suppress the spring weeds. And again, because it takes up a lot of space, a lot of real estate, I have planted the lemongrass to help reduce weed pressure. So anywhere that I see that there's a lot of empty spaces that could potentially increase weed pressure, I have planted the lemongrass there. So as you can see, the live and dead plants help to reduce weed pressure. Now let's talk about the cons. With lemongrass, you have to be very careful and be very mindful when handling it because of the sharp leaves. And if you have a small space in your garden, with the lemongrass growing very big, it can be an issue for you. So just be mindful of that. If these two cons are a factor for you, just make sure that you're wearing gloves, long sleeve shirt and pants when you are handling the lemongrass. And also too, if you have a small space garden, you can always plant it in a container to reduce its size, or you can always prune it if you have it in the ground. Both of these cons are not an issue in my garden here because I mostly wear long sleeve shirt and long pants, and also I have a lot of space with fewer plants, a lot of negative space, so having these lemongrass to fill up these spaces have really helped. In conclusion, if you have not grown lemongrass, I would highly recommend it for all the reasons that were mentioned. With that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it enjoyable and helpful, and until my next video, take care and bye for now.
It's me, the Mario. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any more content.